We here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture pride ourselves in being one of the few voices for the Louisiana farmer. In fact, like farmers, the number of farm broadcasters is becoming fewer and fewer across the country. For the farmer, information about his profession is as vital to him as the stockbroker who listens to Bloomberg each day. For the last 30 years, one Louisiana farm broadcaster has brought news and information about agriculture to the state's farmers and ranchers, a service he says that has been both necessary and rewarding.
At the Chicago Board of Trade at mid-morning, soybean futures remain higher.
It's just after 10:30, and Louisiana Agri-News Network Farm Director Don Molino is recording one of his 8 daily broadcasts.
Cotton futures at New York remain lower.
He's been doing it since March 5th, 1980, all part of the Louisiana Network's stable of news, sports, and farm broadcasting.
Corn futures at Chicago are lower this morning.
At last week's Louisiana Network Farmer of the Year Banquet, Molino was recognized for his 3 decades of service to the ag industry, one that has seen its share of ups and downs in the farm economy. He's interviewed thousands of farmers, including perhaps the most important one of all, a peanut farmer from Georgia.
This is a fun job. This is an interesting job. This is a challenging job. And I have met some of the finest people that God in His infinite wisdom ever put on this earth.
Although Molino ended up on the radio, he started his career in television. He was a weekend sports anchor at WFAA TV in Dallas in the late 1960s, but it was then that Uncle Sam came calling.
And gave me a 2-year paid vacation in the Panama Canal Zone, where I did radio and television news for 1 year, 8 months, and 8 days, but who counts?
In the spring of 1980, Molino moved from the Mississippi Farm Network to LN. It wasn't long afterward that he became co-anchor of our television program, sitting alongside TWILA creator Reginald Wallace for 6 years.
I do this noontime talk show on KMAR radio, and I rely on Don for a lot of my information and a lot of my stories, you know. And so we still work very closely together, and I couldn't do what I do without him.
Every day he comes in and he does 6 to 8 reports, all of them just as professional as they were the first day he worked with us. So obviously Don sees the importance of agriculture, and he maintains that kind of an attitude, and he's just a super guy for it.
Molino has received numerous awards over his 30 years in the business, but he says that's not why he does it. It's the numbers and the news that come across the airwaves each day that Don says is the most important part of his job.
Good morning, I'm Don Molino. This is the Mid-Morning Market Report on the Louisiana Agri-News Network for Monday, March the 8th.
Don Molino has served as Vice President of the National Association of Farm Broadcasters. In 1997, he was named Southern Region Farm Broadcaster of the Year. We here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture congratulate one of our own, Don Molino.